What's a lie that you've told that you haven't been caught for?
That's bull. You can't ask me that on the internet.
It was worth a try. Welcome to Property Management Uncensored. I am Phil Kazmierczak, along with Samantha McKinney. Thanks for being here again because you were forced.
Yes. I wouldn't say that anymore.
You enjoy it now?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I do.
Well, we're in Season 2, Episode 2. This one is entitled Landlords, Lies, and Lost Deposits.
I love that.
Try saying that fast.
Landlord lies and lost deposits.
That's right. That's right.
Landlords, lies, and lost deposits.
Thank you to our friends at ChatGPT for coming up with that title for today's episode. So today we're going to be talking about security deposit disputes. If we end up in court, it is most likely because of a security deposit dispute, which is really annoying to me because there are two easy ways to avoid this happening. One, read your lease. Two, do all the things the lease says.
Yes.
Is it really that difficult?
No, but yeah.
Reading is so hard.
It seems to be that way.
Because they want to, and I will say that probably about 60% of our tenants have some type of charge. 40% don't. They just do everything they're supposed to do. The property looks great. They move out. They get their full deposit back. I would say that's probably about 40% less. I would say less than half.
I think that's a good number.
That's about right. The 60% that don't do something think that certain terms in their lease, when it comes to those move-out charges, are optional.
Yes.
And it is always going to be something that they just decided they didn't want to do, like dryer vent cleaning.
Or I get fireplace cleaning a lot because they didn't use the fireplace. They lived there for 4 years, but they never used it, so they don't want to clean it.
That's right. That's right. Everyone says, oh, I never used it.
Yes.
I don't care. Clean it.
Carpet cleaning is a big one.
Yep.
Blinds.
And that, carpet cleaning is so basic. Every lease I've ever seen that has, carpet in the property requires carpet cleaning.
Yes.
But yet, some reason they don't want to.
I think a lot of people get like Joe Schmo in a truck from Craigslist with the rug doctor.
Right.
That you can get from Kroger. And I don't think they get like Stanley Steamer. And so then when they get double charged for it, they don't.
Yeah, because we require, and it's very clear. Like I said, read your lease. It needs to be a truck-based or truck-mounted carpet cleaning system.
I just wish everybody would take carpet out of their properties.
I know. That would be much easier.
At least for rental properties.
Right.
Luxury vinyl laminate, easy to clean.
Easy, very easy to clean. Just wipe it with a Swiffer. It's fine. Yeah. Our cleaners do that. We also have issues with just standard cleaning and what is... They've been there 5 years and they'll be like, oh, well, that smudge was there when I moved in, or I shouldn't say smudge because that would be like wear and tear, but like they'll be like, oh, that hole in the wall was there when I moved in 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. But I do think that depreciation is not taken into consideration a lot. And that's something
And that's where we come into landlords, lies, and lost deposits, because there are certain things that can be charged, which is damage to the property. And then there's things that cannot be charged, which is wear and tear. And whatever you think the line is for wear and tear, it's actually much higher, much higher.
Yes.
Because the way, in my experience, the courts interpret it is it's not just a scuff mark that would be wear and tear. It can be scratches. It can be some damage. There can be some holes depending on where they are. And the judge may say, oh, that's wear and tear.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, some of it understandably so, because, nobody wants to tiptoe or walk on eggshells when they're living in a property. Depreciation is a big thing. And, we're not going to clean the carpet 15 years later, when it's no longer carpet and it's turned into
absolutely. And that's one of the uncomfortable.
It's so matted down.
Yeah. And we do have to have those sometimes uncomfortable conversations with our landlord saying, hey, this carpet is 7, 8, 10 years old at this point. It's fully depreciated. Yeah, they stained it, but guess what? It's time for new carpet anyway.
Yeah.
So just bite the bullet and replace the carpet. And then you're back to 100%. And then you can start charging for those damages again.
Some people love that 1990s green carpet, that shag rug.
I know.
They paid good money for that carpet, and they were told that carpet can last for 20 years if it's well taken care of.
That's right. Absolutely right. They were not anticipating a turn every year with tenants in and out and all the damage that happens during that process. And we do have 2 properties that I can think of off the top of my head that have the light blue carpet. And it was recently installed. It hasn't been there 20 years. For whatever reason, the owners decided, let's put in this light blue carpet that was in your grandmother's house, in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it...
I'm not going to say which property it is.
Well, no. Is it the one that has the back sliding glass door? And it has different colored carpets in different rooms.
Yes.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yep.
That one has, there's blue. I think there's purple, but like a pinkish purple carpet.
Yeah.
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 That was an interesting choice.
Special. And one of the owners is so young. And I'm like, why did you do this?
And I have questions like that during showing. Sometimes they're like, how does the owner feel about us, painting? And I'm like, some owners, don't mind. I said, submit it, the color, what room you want to paint. And I said, because I'm not going to say yes. And then you come back and you paint that room, a dark, deep red.
Black.
I said, some people have some interesting choices in colors. So blue carpet being one of them.
We had a tenant turn a wall into a gigantic chalkboard. That was not approved. This was before your time.
Was it for a kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but then they act shocked that it needed to be put back to normal.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
So dealing with those types of issues can be a little bit challenging sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want people to do the right thing the first time without being asked. Is that hard? Is that so difficult? Like, am I asking for too much? Mm-hmm. Am I?
Yeah, I know you're not a parent, so you don't understand the struggle. But yeah, asking for things to be done right is extremely difficult.
Or living in a property for years and everything was fine up to a point. This was before your time as well. But I walked in, something happened, and they ended up getting evicted. Even though they were there for years, they were great tenants. Something happened, couldn't pay rent. When we went to do the move-out inspection, crayons everywhere. We had to repaint the entire property.
That was the only time I had to say something to somebody during an inspection. It's because their child decided to make one of the walls their own personal coloring book. So apparently that's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I get it with kids. Like, you cannot watch them 24/7. Cannot. So.
I dare my kids to write on my walls.
Well, your kids are older. They know better at this point.
Yeah.
But, you're talking to a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, something like that.
Yeah.
Things are going to happen.
Yeah.
All you have to do is, 1, fix it, or 2, tell us about it.
Yeah.
So we are prepared where we can fix it for you.
Yep.
Like communication. That's a huge thing with these security deposit things. Just ask us if you have any questions. We are more than happy to help you and give you guidance.
Yeah.
A couple people have said, hey, will you want to come out and take a look at the property and let us know what we need to do? Sure. I don't care.
That one's a little bit much. I mean, we give a lot of directions.
There'd be a cost, obviously.
But yes,
there'd be a cost.
Yes.
But yeah.
I mean, at least the people who, if you want your security deposit back, just follow the step-by-step directions.
It's not hard.
Just,
I know. Please follow these directions.
Yeah, I mean, I see the emails where it's like, I left that property in better condition. And I'm like, that stain on that carpet where I can see where every piece of that's not, I mean, they happen very rarely. But when you see those emails, you're like, are you blind or am I?
Right.
Is there something wrong?
It's like when they don't pay their rent, it's magically because their refrigerator is missing a shelf. And that's why, or something like that. And I talked about that before, where we had to go to court because a tenant filed a tenant's assertion because their refrigerator was missing a shelf, which never should have been allowed by that judge because that type of issue is not permitted to have a tenant's escrow case.
I know, but man, it really just, sometimes you get that judge that it's the luck of the draw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes it's the luck of the draw.
Sometimes you get to a court and you're like, oh, I know this judge. This is wonderful.
Know,
so fair.
I know.
We might not be in the right,
now.
but at least they'll be fair, and we know it.
Yes.
And sometimes it's like, oh, here we go. You walk in and you're like, oh.
Yeah, there's some you see them when you walk in, you're like, I already know how this is going to go.
Absolutely.
Sometimes they're in a good mood, though. Sometimes they'll like spice it up a little bit, and you're like, oh.
I know.
You had a good breakfast this morning.
The attorney will be like, this is not who we wanted for this case. I'm like, okay, well, we know how this is going to go. And I'm combative in court.
Do you think they know about like their reputations? I just think they don't care.
Yeah, I think that after you've done it for so long, you're doing a job and you just forget about the people.
Yeah.
And what the overall intention, I think people forget what the overall intention of the law is supposed to be. And they just look so hard at the actual verbiage.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That is very true.
And they're there to interpret the law.
Yeah.
And it's not always done correctly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But
we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had any cases in a while, which is wonderful. It's been a while since we had to go to court over a security deposit. Probably over have we done it since you've been here?
I have never had to go to court for this company.
That's right.
Would you send me or would you go?
At this point, you would have gone. That first year, I probably would have gone, but now you would have gone.
I used to like going to court. Get a little combative here and there. Sometimes you need a little adrenaline rush in your life.
Right. I mean, at this point, you've done the biannual inspection, so you're going to have that firsthand view of the property.
Right.
I went to a property like 3 weeks ago, I think. Did I? I did. I can't remember which one, but I went to a property and I was like, wow, I haven't been to a property in a while. Was
it for a showing though?
Yes. Because something happened with your schedule.
Yeah, something happened and I couldn't make it there. And you had to, and that was, because you don't do anything anymore. Jesus Christ. You don't do anything.
The realization that came. Wow. I'm going to put it that way. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You do a lot of meetings.
It doesn't matter that we signed double the amount of properties in 2024 that we signed in 2023. We're not taking that into consideration.
Let me stand up and take my bow. Since I've been we've signed how many? How many since?
But I do the calls. It's me.
I know. I couldn't do that. You know what though? It works out perfect because I do the things that you don't want to do, and you do the things that I don't. Because I don't want to make those calls.
Do you want to do my QuickBooks?
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
It's just money in, money out.
I don't care. I hear you cussing back there, stressed out. I don't want to do
that. I know. The first week of every month, I'm like, oh, this month is going to be terrible. It's terrible. It's the worst month we've ever had. Yeah. Every single month I say this.
I know. And then you literally said it and then you were like, this might be the best month we've ever had.
I know.
And I was like, what do you mean?
Things change. Between the 5th and the 15th, things change.
You need to stop touching numbers, though, then at the very 2 days of the month. Of course, we don't have any money.
I know. That's why I think we're always broke.
That's like you checking your bank account the day before payday and getting mad that you don't have enough money.
I never have enough money.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's just sort of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll never be enough.
Yeah. I like to stress myself out like that, too.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah.
It's all right.
That's what anxiety is, right? You just don't worry about things. That's what somebody told me once about my anxiety. They were like, do you know that's what it is? You just don't worry about things until they're put in front of you. And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, seriously, like, what are you going to do about it? And I was like, is that what it's like to live a normal life?
There's a book about that. And it talks about focusing on the things that you can actually control. Like everything else, it doesn't. Like, you're not going to change the outcome. Why are you stressing about it?
Yeah.
I'm not saying the name of the book because there's an expletive in it, and I just don't want to. I have it, though. I'll share it with you. Okay. It's actually probably one of the best books I've ever read.
But that's you stressing out every single day. You're like, I'm going to check these numbers. In the morning, too. You check them in the morning.
Yeah, I need to see what happened overnight.
So then you're just stressed all day.
And it's a long day. Here a little after 7, and I leave a little before 6 now.
I know. Good on you.
That's why we're doing well. Put the work in now and the benefits come. Mm-hmm. That's how it works. So we've talked about landlords. We've talked about lies. And we've talked about lost deposits. So now we are going to move on to our rapid fire questions. Okay. Are you ready? I was going to switch it up and have you do them this week. Maybe next week. We'll see.
Okay, but yeah, you got to give me time to think of some.
Yeah, I thought about this morning. I was like, she's not going to have time to do this because she's over there doing something. I don't know. I don't know what it is you actually
I
did.
think the ones from the last time were hard. I had a hard time answering those ones.
I think these are fun.
Okay.
You ready? 10 questions. If you were a ghost, whose house would you haunt first and why?
Giorgio.
That's a good answer. Why not?
I know there's no specific reason why, but...
You always mess with your friends.
Yeah, I know.
That's what you're supposed to do.
It's because I know it would irk him.
Yeah, damn it, Samantha. Get out of here.
I would hide stuff.
Move things around.
Yeah, and hide stuff.
What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever spent way too much money on?
There's a lot of things. A man.
That was going to be my answer. And still going, probably.
I haven't learned my lesson. A man.
No, you go out on a date, and last weekend was like $225. Crazy.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yep.
It's cheaper to be single.
Yeah. I'm
$225. Okay.
Other than that, other than a man, a dog, so they go hand in hand.
I think I told you, Cooper's pet insurance went up to $330 a month.
That is
$330.
I do love my dog though.
Ugh.
I'm not as disappointed about spending the money on the dog as I am the man.
That.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. Mm-hmm. If your search history was made public, what's the first thing you'd try to explain away?
I'm trying to think of the last reason I clicked on my private search browser. Darn, I wish I had my phone. I would pull it out real life, to be honest. How do you block your number for an outgoing call? Cheap massage near me?
Mine is stupid calculations that anyone can do, but I want to double check myself, so I'll type it into ChatGPT or Google or something like that.
I guess I would have to explain why I never learned how to spell correctly.
That's a good one. What's the word you can't spell?
We talked about this the other day. I was like, Phil, we were sitting there working, and I said, what is the one word as an adult that you never learned how to spell correctly? And yours was something that wasn't even it was like...
bureaucracy. I cannot spell that.
Mine was obviously. Which is obviously why I'm ignorant.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 50 duck-sized horses?
One duck-sized horse. Or 50 ducks.
One horse-sized duck, so a big duck, or 50 duck-sized horses.
The one.
Okay.
The big duck.
We're just going to move on from that question. If you could swap lives with anyone for 24 hours, who would it be, and what's the first thing you'd do?
Ooh. This sounds really stupid, but... Oh, no, actually. I was going to say Kim Kardashian, because, like, just look at their life, you know? And
I thought you were just going to say, look at her ass.
No, I mean, that too. But just because, like, I feel like if it was only for a day, I would want to have fun. So I'm not going to say, like, the president. I don't want that life. I don't, you know? So, like,
yeah,
someone like Kim Kardashian, Snoop Dogg.
Oh, that's a good one.
Snoop Dogg.
Mine is Mark Zuckerberg, so I could get rid of all the stupid people from Meta.
Oh, see, you're thinking big though. You see, you have a plan.
I do.
I'm just going to be selfish and enjoy myself.
What's a lie that you've told that you haven't been caught for?
That's bullshit. You can't ask me that on the internet. I haven't been caught for a reason.
It was worth a try.
Ooh.
If someone made a movie about your life, what would be the most embarrassingly inaccurate thing Hollywood would include? Embarrassingly inaccurate thing. What would they throw into your life?
I hear somebody whispering a raccoon.
But that's accurate. That happens.
Oh. That one's hard. Why don't you answer that? What do you think somebody would throw in?
The most embarrassingly inaccurate thing Hollywood would include.
A husband. That's pretty embarrassing.
I was going to say that. I was going to say it would probably be a partner that was incredibly attractive, because they'd throw my ass to the curb like immediately. Like, that's not happening. Like, you can't have him.
Oh.
What's the weirdest rumor you've heard about yourself?
The rudest rumor?
The weirdest rumor.
Ooh, weirdest? Ooh. Weird.
Or any rumor. What's a rumor you've heard about yourself that may not be true? How about that? A rumor that's not true.
That's hard, because I can't think of any rumors that have really gone on about me. Like, usually what people say is very accurate, and I own it.
That's mine too.
I can't. I don't think there's ever been a rumor.
They're all true.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Anything you've heard about her is absolutely 100% true. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
If you had to get a tattoo, you know something about tattoos. If you had to get a tattoo of a celebrity's face, who would it be and where would you put it?
Oh, damn. Okay, I'm going to try not to offend people. Any celebrity.
Any celebrity you want.
Okay, I do it on the bottom of my foot.
Oh, isn't that painful?
Yeah, but like that's fine.
Ooh.
And darn, because I said Snoop Dogg earlier, but I would, if I had to pick a celebrity for that, it would be him smoking a blunt on the bottom of my foot.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so I guess I would have to pick him twice.
And it's legal here in Virginia.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Yeah. Just because I think it would be funny. Could you imagine me sitting there like this and you can just see it on the bottom of my foot?
I don't know who I would pick. Probably someone political, though, so probably a president or something.
Shane Gillis.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
I am so disappointed.
I'm going to have to Google
You're going to have
this.
to watch one of his podcasts.
Oh, okay. If I gave you $1,000 right now, but you had to spend it in the dumbest way possible, what would you buy?
The dumbest way possible? $1,000 right now?
Mm-hmm.
I would go get some candy right now. Some sweet tarts.
That's exactly what I said.
Yep.
Mine would be nerds, obviously.
That's all I've been doing for days. There are productive things I could, spend it on. But yeah, for sure, some candy.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here again today on this week's episode of Property Management Uncensored. Landlords, lies, and what was it? Landlords,
lies, and
lost deposits.
Liabilities.
Okay, we'll do that too. We'll see you next week.